I'm sitting here in the home of my very good friends, Clayton and Lindsay Coe. You may have seen this couple featured on Facebook, Pinterest, or Instagram because I have a very important message for you today. It's spring. The temperatures are rising. The buds are budding. The skies are bluer. And you, my darling girl, are starting to take off layers of bulky clothing like sweaters and jackets. This leads to an interesting phenomenon. Boys are noticing you in the springtime because you've been covered up all winter, and all of a sudden they're excited with the tint of natural highlight in your hair or the fact that they can see just a bit of your skin above the elbow. You might think I'm joking, but I've been around long enough to know because of this, I think it's super important to cover a basic lesson with you today. And that lesson is simply how to reject guys. Stay tuned. Hey, I'm Amy with Greater Than Rubies, and today I want to talk to you about something that might seem kind of ridiculous or even mean, but it's how to reject guys. I want to teach you how to do that from a Christian perspective, and basically there are 3 simple rules. Step number 1, always be kind. Girls, Romans 12 is really clear about this. We're supposed to be kind to our Christian brothers no matter what, no exceptions, even when you're rejecting them. For the love of all good things, you need to learn how to do this properly. I think this includes 2 things. Number 1, being polite to their face when you're talking to them, and especially being kind to them when you're talking about them to other girls when they're not around. I heard a girl in the mall the other day talking to her friend about how gross this guy was who was calling her all the time. And I know that happens a lot too because we try to make ourselves feel better by putting down the guy, but this isn't right and it's super unattractive. Even if this guy is completely socially awkward and has a face full of zits and the worst hygiene ever, don't be rude. Don't highlight his flaws. We're aware of them. He's very well aware of them. But somehow this brother had the courage to ask you out. That's pretty stellar. Show the world how much of a prize you are by lifting him up to people behind his back instead of putting him down. And you never know how amazing this guy can become. You don't want to ruin him for some other girl. You don't want to bust up his courage because you weren't interested when somebody else might totally be taken by him. To those of you girls who are extremely beautiful, who have been gifted by genes and by God, please remember that with great beauty comes great responsibility. You're going to have more opportunity than many other girls to raise up our young men, to make them feel whole and wanted and desirable and important. So please take the opportunity to affirm them any way you can. Step number 2, you want to be clear in your rejection. Just because you're kind to them doesn't mean you need to give them any false hope. That's actually not kind. So be clear about your expectations. If you can just be friends, make sure you say that. Don't keep them hanging on for more later. A lot of girls keep talking to guys they would never be romantically interested in because you don't want to hurt his feelings. But think about it. What will hurt his feelings more? Having you shut him down early and clearly but kindly? Or you keeping him hanging on for months while you decide whether or not he's cool enough to be seen with you? Here's something I might say combining steps 1 and 2. Adam Levine, wow. Thank you so much for asking me to your next music awards ceremony. And I would be lying if I said I hadn't thought about us together. But here's the thing. Although I appreciate you and your music, I'm gonna have to hard pass on this. I don't see our faith lining up, and I just don't see a real future for us. So because I value your time, I'm just gonna say no on this one. Thank you though. That was the hardest thing I've ever done. And step 3 is be kind. You might think that I've already gone through this one, and I have. But I always like to teach the sandwich principle in any kind of rejection, not just for romance, but for anything in real life, like when somebody asks you to do something at work. You start with a positive, you stick the no in the middle, and you end with another positive. So thank you so much for the opportunity, but thank you so much. You are an incredible human being, So, a quick recap on how a Christian girl should reject an unwanted suitor. Be kind, be clear, and be kind. You can never be too kind. So with that, I will bid you adieu and see you next time. And to the guy who asked me the other day at the gas station if I needed a papa, no thank you. I have a dad. His name's Randy Register. I love you. Bye.